So we've talked about how to create custom templates in WordPress for new content types or new post types that we've created. And the examples we were using were books, reviews, and authors. And we've talked about how to display the custom fields that we've created for each of those content types. And now what we need to do are talk about archive pages. So in WordPress, an archive page is just any page that displays a list of content rather than a single content item. So this is your list of most recent blog posts, things like that. And in our system, we might want to create a page that displays all of our books or all of our authors or even all of our reviews. So we need to talk about a couple things, and the first thing we're going to talk about are how to add archive pages to a menu. So in WordPress, we've talked about how to create menus, how to add pages to a menu, but right now if I go to my menus page, I don't see books, reviews, or authors anywhere. So we've got two things we need to check here. The first is we want to come back to our custom post types plugin and make sure that our post types can be added to menus. So if I edit my book type, I'm going to come down here and I want to make sure that first has archive is set to true. Okay, so is there an archive page for this post type? And if I want to, I can set the name of that archive page, so books. So this would be myurl.com/books is going to be the archive page. And then let's see, everything else is going to stay the same here. So I'm going to save this post type and I'm going to come back to my menus page under appearance, and it probably will still not be here. This is a really strange thing about the WordPress admin that you'll have to get used to. There's this screen options here, and here I need to tell it what do I want to appear. So I'm going to go ahead and tell it to put books, reviews, and authors in my options here. And now under books, I have an option for all books. So if I add that to my menu, obviously I could change the name of this to just books and save. I will now have a link to my archive page in my menu. So if we load this, obviously it's ugly, but I now have a link and you can see it's just to /books. So this is the archive page for all of my books that I've published. Now what I need to do is we need to think about where is the template that controls this page and how do I edit it, okay? So if we think about our flow chart, right? So we're doing an archive page, and what I want is an archive page just for the book content type, because I probably want to display different custom fields here. So right now what's going on is I follow this line here. So if there's a file called archive-book.php, it's going to use that. Otherwise, it's going to fall back to archive.php, okay? So that's what it's doing right now, is using archive.php, and I want to create a custom template called archive-book.php. So if we look at our theme editor, and we're going to do the same thing we did last time, right? So I don't have archive-book here. I'm going to go to my parent theme, and I'm going to figure out what I can copy, okay? So here I've got archive.php. This is what it's using right now. And we need to look at this because it's a little different than what we've looked at before. So you'll see here where I expect to see a bunch of code and content, I see get template part loop. And what that's saying is I want you to go get this file loop.php and pull it in right here, okay? So if we look at loop.php, this looks like what we would expect to see, right? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to copy this for right now. So that code is copied, and we'll come back to it in just a second. So what I want to do is create a copy of archive.php here. And I'm going to do that using my little page template tool that we've used before. So I'm going to copy archive.php. I'm going to call it my book archive. And the file name is going to be archive-book.php. I'm going to make a new file. All right. So now in my child theme, I have archive-book.php. And remember when I copied get template part loop before? What I'm going to do is I'm going to replace that with the code that I copied so that I can make changes, okay? So I'm going to update this file. And then just to make sure that I made a change, right now it says archives right here. And I'm going to change that to books. So if I kind of think through it, I've got an H1, I've got some PHP, I can kind of understand that it's probably going to spit out the word archive. I'm going to say books because this is my archive file just for books. So it's okay to write that here. Update that, and then I just want to make sure that I'm using the right template here. So when I refresh, books. All right, so in the next video, we'll take a look at that section of code that we pasted in, and we'll work through that a little bit.